Okay, so in this video we're talking about imperial conversion. So remember, imperial is units like inches, feet, yards, and miles in terms of length. There's also like gallons and pints and cups if we're talking about liquids, and like pounds and ounces if we're talking about weight. So we're going to focus on imperial length conversions. Okay, so the difference between metric and imperial is that imperial is not a base 10 system, so we need to know what the conversions are between each different type of unit. So for example, we know there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So that's an equivalency that we then use to move between different units. Another thing I want to draw your attention to is over here, miles. So in the metric system we have meters, and that's just abbreviated with an M. In the imperial system we have miles, which is abbreviated MI. I see it's not uncommon for people to mix the two up. So MI is miles, just M is meters. And so it's important to be clear on which one we're talking about. So for our first one here, we have 48 feet, and we want to know how many inches that is. Actually, no, wrong way. Sorry, correction, we have 48 inches. We want to know how many feet that is. So, we've got 48 inches. And then we look, and we're like, the relationship between feet and inches is that every 12 inches makes 1 foot. So in order to figure this out, we're going to need to divide by 12. So that's 4. So that means that 48 inches is the same as 4 feet. Again, we can also do it the unit cancellation way. It gives us the same answer. So we have 48 inches, and remember, we multiply, we set up this sort of fraction thing going on. Since we start with inches, we're going to put inches on the bottom and put feet on the top. And we know that 1 foot goes with 12 inches, again, coming from over here. And so then we go 48 times 1 divided by 12, because these are canceling out. And so we still get that that's 4 feet. Once again, whatever makes the most sense to you. Some people struggle to know whether to divide or multiply, and so setting it up in the unit cancellation way helps them make that decision. Other people find the unit cancellation way a little bit confusing, and it makes more sense to them to just like either multiply or divide. So it really doesn't matter to me which you would like to do, whatever makes the most sense for you. This is something that I've noticed some people get a little bit mixed up with, is when we have inches and we're trying to convert that into feet and inches. Because a lot of the times when we talk about feet, we don't talk about like 1.4 feet. We'd say like, or 1.25 feet. We'd say 1 foot 3 inches. So for that reason, we typically don't use a lot of decimals in the imperial system. That doesn't always work out when we're trying to go between imperial and metric, because they're just sort of very different. But within the imperial system, what we're going to do is start off the same way. So we have 65 inches, and we're going to divide by 12, because there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So if I divide that on a calculator, I get 5.416 repeating. So again, that's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm looking for feet and inches. And it's very important that this decimal does not directly translate into inches. Okay. However, this can help me by telling me the feet. So it is 5 feet for sure, and we got to figure out how many inches are left over. So sort of two different ways of doing this. One would be if instead of using our calculator, we kind of did long division, which I know is kind of a throwback. So if we did 65 divided by 12, it goes in 5 times evenly, but then 12 times 5 is 60. So that's a remainder of 5. So that means that 65 inches is 5'5". Again, so you could just do the long division all by itself, or if you did it like by finding the decimal first, again, that's your, the 5 is definitely how many feet it is, and then very similarly, you'd go 5 times 12 is 60. I have 65, so that means I have 5 extra inches. So again, like a lot of things in math, there's different approaches, and I just encourage you to use whichever approach makes the most sense to you. For our last example, we're going from miles to feet. Now you may notice that miles goes with yards and then yards goes with feet. So this is going to be sort of a two-step problem. So first of all, if I have 3 miles, the first thing I need to do is multiply by 1,760 because each of those 3 miles has 1,760 yards in it. However, then I'm going to multiply again because each of those yards has 3 feet in it. So I'm going to multiply by 3. Okay, and that gives us 15,840. So 3 miles is the same distance as 15,840 feet. So that's just a few examples of converting within the imperial system.